My loves, I am delighted to introduce you to the Strawberry Tea Mini Interactive Folio, the first of the mini interactive folios. If you follow me and you like my full-sized interactive folios and you like minis, you are going to love this. So we've got our little picnic basket, our strawberry tea picnic basket. We can take out this little tag here, which also acts as our closure, and open up and have a look what's inside. We've got this lovely strawberry decoration on this side, and inside the pocket we have got this jar of jam, absolutely gorgeous. We can slide open our jar of jam there to reveal this little sliding card, which is obviously a little writing space, and that slides in there. You'd never know it was there. It's lovely. Next up we have a very simple folding strawberry basket card. How pretty is that with the strawberries on it? Next up, I love this little bit of whimsy. We've got a little bowl and it's got a scone in it, because no strawberry tea is complete without a scone with jam and cream. And there's a big debate in the UK. I don't know if you know about it in the US or in other parts of the world. Jam first or cream first? Jam first. End of. And this is a little writing space as well. Isn't that so cute? And that scone sits in its own little bowl there. Next up we have the teapot, and the teapot has a removable lid. Too cute. I know. And the teapot opens to reveal a writing space inside. And you can pop the lid on. Acts like a little paper clip if you like, and to keep that closed. So there we go. And finally we have the picnic blanket with the strawberry tea in full swing, and this has got a lovely opener, and it opens like this, really pretty. And we open that up and we've got a whole scene of strawberry tea going on there. And on the reverse we've got a big old writing space, and that just collapses back into shape, and we've got this lovely strawberry, So there we go. That is the mini strawberry tea interactive folio. I am absolutely delighted with it. Come with me and let's see how we put this gorgeous little creation together. I've got my bits and bobs cut out. Everything's on 250 gram, reverse printed with the backing sheet, and you can see that I've saved a little snippet here. We're going to need that. It's a lovely little kit. I've managed to get everything onto 2 pages, so it's really quick and economical. Lots of lovely bits and pieces going on here. Right, let's make a start without further ado. Like I say, everything is reverse printed with the backing sheet. Put all these bits and bobs to one side and let's get creasing. You've got, on the main folio, you've got a crease to make where the V's meet on the lid here. You've got another one on the base of the folio. You've got a gusset on the base here, no gusset on the top. And we can fold this up, plain side to plain side. Fold up your gusset. There we are. And then fold your lid. And there is your main folio, looking as cute as a button. Right, where should we go from here? The teapot is a folding card. I'm going to fold that by hand so I make sure I get everything perfectly lined up like this. And we've got a cute little closure for this card that are these 2 pieces of lid, and they're teensy tiny. And they are going to fit over the top just like this. So you need to have a look. What I suggest you do is you get one piece, you line it up so that it's in the right place, turn it over, and you can see the space that you've got available to glue. And I'm going to glue, giving myself a bit of a berth. I don't want to glue right up to the teapot, giving myself a little bit of wiggle room there with no glue. I'm going to put a good amount of glue on the rest of it. I'm going to let that go tacky for a moment, I think. And then I'm going to get my other piece. I'm going to position that where it needs to go. Stick these two top pieces together. I don't need to have my teapot in place to do this. Just going to let that dry. It's a little tiny piece. Pop that carefully to one side. Right, oh, we haven't done the basket, have we, to go actually in the folio. Let's do that. I'm on little pieces and it's tricky to get it lined up in my thing. I might resort to doing it by hand. Yeah, let's do that. So I've got a little ruler. I've got my craft knife. You can use another kind of tool for this. I'm using the reverse of my craft knife. I'm not going too heavy because I don't want to cut through. The reverse is still quite a sharp item. And I make my scores on my pocket that's going to go in my folio. So we've got two on each side and at the bottom, because we're going to form a box shape out of this now. So our pocket has got a gusset. Aren't they two good words, pocket and gusset? Make a nice sharp job of those. This one's a little bit fiddly. There we are. So I can glue my pocket on now. So I'm going to glue the tabs, a little bit of glue on these pale tabs. There. And we're only having, like with my big interactive folios, you get a pocket on both sides. With the minis, you're getting just a pocket on one side. So I'm going to position this just above, just slightly above the fold of the folio. You want to make sure you don't glue onto your gusset. Have you noticed I've said gusset several times and I haven't giggled? It's only because I'm a professional. There we go. Stick that so that the sides are all nice and at 90 degrees. Once you've got it on, you can go in with a tool just to flatten those sides down. I mean, to stick the tabs on properly. Get it on straight. And you'll notice that I've glued my pocket onto the side with the lid so that when we open our little folio, we're revealing like that. There we go. Now our teapot lid is dry now, so I can pop that on. It's going like a little paper clip, if you like. So we're sliding our teapot in between the two layers of the lid like that. And then we've got our little closure. That's really cute. We take our lid off, open our teapot, and we've got our writing space in there. So that's the teapot done. The teapot can go and live in the pocket, which it fits into beautifully, I hasten to add. Look at that. Right, what should we do next? Let's have a look at the scone. So we've got the scone, we've got the bowl, we've got two layers of scone. I'm going to take my scone, I'm going to take one of my scones, and I'm going to take my little ruler and my craft knife, and I'm going to score just below, keeping it straight, just below the cream topping of my scone. And then turn this over. I'll make a fold. I'm folding right sides together here. And then I'm going to make I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to glue above this fold. And I'm going to stick the other scone to it. And that's forming us a cute little writing space inside our scone, but we're not finished there. No, we are not, because we're going to put our scone in a bowl, in this pretty bowl. I'm going to have a look at quite where I need to be. Right, so I need to make a slit all the way along the front of one of my bowls. Doesn't matter which one, they're both the same. Don't go right to the edge because we don't want to cut it in half. And we're just making a little pocket to put our scone in. That's too cute. It's too cute. Right, to glue these together, I suggest putting the scone in, turning it over, you can see how much space you've got to glue. So you've got a narrow seam around here, a little bit more generous at the bottom. You can glue everything above the slit. And then you're going to come narrow seam round, got a bit more generosity there, narrow seam up, and we're going to glue our other bowl to that. And you can take your scone out at this point. That's lovely, I like that a lot. There we go. Don't press too hard over here. You do not want glue to squidge down below this slit and glue that slit closed. In fact, you might like to just check that you haven't done that. With a bit of craft knife action. There we go. That's the scone. That's lovely. Where are we going here? Our strawberry basket is very simply a folding card. There we go. That's as simple as that is. That's done. Now we've got our picnic blanket with the full-on strawberry tea picnic in full swing, and we're going to fold this a particular way. Right, our lovely picnic in full swing here. I'm going to fold it in half. Nice sharp creases, and I'm going to fold it the other way as well. And then I'm going to fold it in half the other way. So I'm folding it into quarters. And folding that the other way as well. I want these creases to be nice and flexible. And then I'm going to fold it corner to corner as best as you're able, because it's not quite symmetrical. The lacy edging is a little bit different on each side. And then we're going to go the other way as well. See, I've now folded it into 8 like a pizza. Folding it both ways. There we go. And then I'm going to take one of my straight edges. I'm going to take one of my corners and fold it inwards like that. So you've got this line here is folding inwards, which is what we call in origami a valley fold. And these two here are mountain folds. They're folding outwards. This is folding inwards. And you can make that work on both sides. You've got nice flexible folds that are happy to go both ways because we folded them both ways. And you're just collapsing that centre one in. It's a little bit tricky. Have a fiddle with it, but once it starts to go, it goes, and then it's easy. And then you can reinforce those creases. And when you come to open it out, you get this lovely reveal, and it just folds out beautifully. Reminds me of an umbrella or a parasol. So that is our strawberry tea picnic blanket writing space right there, all sorted. And the last little piece we're going to make is our jam jar, and our jam jar is going to fold in half. Now this is going to be a hidden slider card. So what we're going to do with our jam jar, I love doing this, it feels a bit strange to be doing it, but it's great fun, is I am going to glue just a narrow seam just all the way around the edge, keeping it nice and tight, nice and close to the edge, all the way around. We want to allow as much room as possible for the slider. There we go. Glue those two pieces together, give them a chance. To dry, and in the meantime I can decorate my folio with these two strawberry fellas here. I could pop one on the front, couldn't I? Look at that. Too big. Right, I'm just going to glue. These were designed, whoops, to just glue straight down. I'm going to glue this one on this side actually first. That's gluing straight down just as a little bit of decoration. It's really pretty. This one why don't I make it into a little tuck spot for a little tag to go behind. So if I glue this section, turn it over, if I just glue this section here, maybe across the bottom there as well, stick that down in place in the middle-ish, and then I've got a little tuck spot for me, my little tag there. That's nice. Take that out and let that dry. I've also got a little tiny strawberry here, not sure what to do with that fella. He could go on the front. I haven't made a closure for this. Let's pop this on first. One thing at a time, Parish, one thing at a time. I'll pop this on the front of my basket, but I'm going to stick it out over the top, so I'll just glue half of my strawberry and let that stick out there. That's really pretty. Right, let's crack on with this slider. Now then, I haven't made a little slidey bit in the kit because we've got lots of this left over, and I thought it'd be nice to make use of a bit of our scrap. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to start now by cutting my slider card in half, and I've got two options here. I can either follow this shape all the way around, which I kind of want to do because then it's more authentically lid, but then I've got the problem of having this real jaggedy edge. So I think I'm just going to use creative license here, and holding onto everything, I'm just going to cut across the bottom of the string here, going right the way through both layers, and I hope that I've done it in two. No, I haven't. You will, yeah, if you follow me and you've watched my last two videos, you'll know that I've been complaining about the bluntness of my blade for some videos now, and I still haven't found my blades. There we go. So I've accidentally cut a little bit off there, didn't want to do that, but hey ho. So I've now got two pockets in effect, and I'm going to take a piece. Let's get me big scissors for this, so I get nice straight lines with a big scissor. I'll start by cutting off the white, and then decide how wide my piece can be, and that's going to be dictated to me by the jam jar here. So I'm going to cut about up here. I've got some straight lines on the gingham to follow, which is a joy, and then I'm going to decide how deep it can be. I'll go a little bit too deep to start with. There we go, it's only a little piece we need. I think that'll be slightly too tight. Make that a little more comfortable and see if we can fit this in. Get between those two layers. Slide your slider in. It's not going in, guys. It's not going in. There we go. You want that to be a nice, comfortable fit. Feels a little bit too wide. There we go, that's much more comfortable. I'm going to have to get a knife in between these two layers here. Let them know that you're a pocket, guys. There, I can get my little tag in there. Now check I can slide it up, which I can. Now I'm going to get a bit of glue on here, just on the edge, because it's going to squish down as I get it in on both sides. I don't want my slider card to be sliding out of my jam jar lid. It's going to be too much of a fiddle to deal with. So let's glue that in place, just like that. And then my slider card will fit in here. Now you'll notice I haven't taken any notice of the length just now, so I'm just going to pop it in place. I can see the little tiny gap that I've got. Trim a little bit off. It's always nice as well to just angle these corners a little bit. helps get it in nice and smooth. And there we go. There's my jam jar, complete. Have I inked my edges? Where's my ink? There we go. I've got a little bit sticking out over the edge here, a little bit of white paper showing through from the other side. So I'll just go ahead and disguise that, or you can trim it off if it's bothering you. Right, there we go. We have finished. Let's move my cutting mat out of the way. This lovely mini interactive folder, almost, guys. We've got our little folding strawberry tea card. We've got our little picnic blanket. I'm going to pop that in first. There. We've got our little teapot with its little removable closure. I really like that. That goes in as well. Everything's been designed to fit in the pocket. We haven't actually put this in yet, have we? Let's do that. So we've got our little scone. How cute. How cute is that? Our little scone opening card. Fabulous. Love that. If you enjoy my interactive folios, which I know a lot of you do, I hope you love these. This is so cute. I was so pleased when I was thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to make next? What am I going to make next? And then it hit me, and I was so delighted. I couldn't wait to get into my studio to make a start. And there we go. That pocket is absolutely heaving. Really, really lovely. Now we need to figure out some kind of closure, don't we? Now, obviously, if you want to use a magnet in there, you can do. That would work very, very well. I don't want to use a magnet on this little project because I have so many projects that demand magnets. I get through them like nobody's business. So I've just been having a fiddle about another idea, and I'm kicking myself a little bit because I wished I'd have thought of this before I went and stuck this piece on here. So if you're watching this through and you haven't made yours yet, you might like to hold fire on sticking that on if you want to go with this method of closure. And I am going to make a slit, and I'm going to do this as my closure. So I'm going to make a slit at the top of this fabric piece underneath the rim of this basket here, but because my strawberry is glued on the other side, I'm going to have to go through both pieces, which is a bit annoying because I could have just gone through one piece and then put my strawberry over the top in a pocket kind of style. Yeah, but that's okay. That's fine, actually. Yeah. Stop whinging, Paris, and crack on. Right, so my closure now is going to be my little tag. And I'm going to pop my little tag. I'm going to pop it closed first. And then I'm going to get my little tag. And I'm going to pop it in the hole. There we go. And there is my strawberry tea closure, looking like we've got this little ticket sticking up out of the basket. Works a charm. So happy. So that's it. We're done. It's complete. There is the first of my mini interactive folios. I hope you love it, and I hope any recipients absolutely love it too. Have fun, guys. I'll see you next time.